Hello YouTube, welcome back to Small Engine Garage. Kind of cruddy today. It is in the 40s, but it's actually snowing somehow. Nothing's sticking, but it's just wet. They're saying we're supposed to have some sunshine later. We'll see. And then we got some ups and downs here the next few days, and then I think we go up past 50 and stay there for a few days. So I'm really looking forward to that. Today I figured we would, I didn't bring the tractor itself in, so I can't install the engine, but I thought we'd probably get the cam in this engine. This is that FD 590V out of that 345. When I did the pair of 345s, the engine that was seized, which is that tractor, which now has the engine out of that tractor, if you remember, if you watched the last video. And then this is the engine that needed the cam. Well, this is the parts out of the seized engine. There's nothing wrong with that cam. It already has a steel gear. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that cam at all. So there's all the parts I should need to fix it, hopefully. And then I have a gasket kit. I bought a whole kit, but those are the gaskets I mainly need, except they did not give me a gasket for that. So I'm gonna have to make one for that, because they just didn't give me one. So well, let's go ahead and get started. Obviously the oil's been drained, and the antifreeze has been drained. I did remove the overflow tank because it sits up on its back. It's on a 2x4, kind of gives you a little space. Oh, let me back you way up. That's not going to work very well, guys. Gotta get my heater to shut up. Making noise. How am I going to do this? I don't think that'll make you tall enough. I should have worked this out, but I didn't. I guess I'm gonna have to hold you, actually. So anyway, here's the water pump. That's got to come off first. Gotta get this, I call it a steam hose. I got to do some checking on those. This one's rock hard, and so is the other one I installed yesterday. Rock hard. I don't know if that's right or not. Don't seem right to me. So I don't know if that's supposed to be a special hose because it's hot antifreeze. I'm sure it's not supposed to be fuel line. So these are 10, and these I think are 12. These are, I believe there's one different sized one. Yeah, that long one. That goes right there on top. That one goes there. Actually, there's a super long one goes here on the side. The other three are the same. I also got, I guess I should start, I need to take these tappet covers off since I got the 10 millimeter. Get this hose out of my way. And then we might as well go ahead and loosen these rockers up. Those I believe are like 8 millimeter. Any water that's in there, that's from me washing it. No, it must be 9 millimeter. There's some water in there, but that's just for me washing it. I did power wash the engine. I've showed you guys this before, but you just break those loose and then you spin the center. Get them right loose, get them right out of there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the push rods while I'm here, might as well. But I'm gonna keep them orientated so they go back in the exact spot they came out of. I don't know if you need to or not, but I'm kind of a stickler in my own head about that. I like putting them back the exact way they come out. Intake to intake, exhaust to exhaust. I know cars are definitely that way, but I don't know if these small engines you need to be that picky or not. But this engine had like 800 hours on it, which is typical for a cam. Very typical for a cam. I don't know if I've ever seen one go past 1,000. Suppose there's probably some out there, but I don't think I've ever seen one. So if you got one with over 1,000 hours, there's a really good chance it's already had the cam replaced. There we go. There we go. One push rod. Again, I'm keeping them orientated on how I take them out, and that's exactly how they're going in. All right, there. Now those are off. Now we can finish with the water pump. Just right there. This will be your first look at the cam gear too once you get this water pump off. You can see that cam gear. You'll be able, if you wanted to check an engine, that's as far as you would have to go, is pulling the water pump off. Couple love taps. Nothing hard, nothing major, just love taps. There's half of your water pump. Here comes the other half. Yeah, see, it usually takes out all these stupid gears too. It can't just take out its own gear. It takes out all the other gears. Look at all that mess up in there. You know, obviously we're going to get it cleaned out anyway, but... And then, right there's your cam gear. Let me get a flashlight. Right there's your cam. Right there I can tell there's no teeth left. It's plastic and it's all sheared off. If that was steel, you would definitely know it. So let's go ahead and get this pan off. That'd be, I think, 12, that same 12 millimeter. It's going to probably have some residue oil left over in it when I pull the pan off, so it's going to leak. So I'm probably going to put a rag or two down. Not that it's going to catch it all. There we go. Put a rag down there and see if I can catch some of it. But I won't. It won't. It's going to go all over. It always does. Let me go get a small hammer. moving. There's a crack. You can see it. There it is. It's moving. There it goes. And there goes the oil. Yay. More oil. I gotta put you down for a minute so I can pull this pan off. Oh boy, it's stuck. It's holding that on there. Huh. Boy, that was tight, guys. Holy cow. Alright, here you have it. Here's all the carnage. It took out the governor. The governor's completely gone. Here's your oil pump gear. It actually survived that. It normally takes that oil pump gear out. That one's good to go. All this gear material, all that stuff down in there, it's all gear from the cam stuff. And then there's your cam. That's what's left of your cam gear right there. Pretty special, isn't it? So I got some cleanup to do. I'm gonna leave the cam in there because it's holding the lifters in there. If you do it right, the lifters will stay up in place for you. So I'm gonna leave the cam in place until I'm ready to put the new cam in. But I'm gonna go ahead and do some cleanup. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause you guys for a minute, and we will see you all in a second. Okay, guys, I got it all cleaned up. Got all the debris out of there. You got to make sure everything's out of there. You don't want any of that debris left in there. There's a gasket. I went ahead and put the governor on. I did put lube on the bottom, on the shaft, the governor shaft. I'm going to put lube here, here, here. I already did on the other side of the cam, and maybe just throw a little bit there just so it drips on it. This is just the engine assembly lube is all this is. Just gives it an extra boost at startup. So I did put the cam in. Let me turn that back a little bit so you can see that. You got to line the cam gears up. The timing marks, excuse me, right there. There's a little dot right there if you see it. And then that mark right there on the cam. And again, I squirted the whole cam, all the lobes, everything with that Permatex for startup. So that's all there is to that. It wasn't too bad. I did end up laying it on its back on the radiator side to keep the lifters in place while I changed the cam, but all you do is you pull it out and put it in. Here's all the debris I got out of there. There's a bunch more, I'm sure, down in this liquid. And then here's the cam after I took it out. There's no teeth left in it, hardly at all. That's bad. That's terrible. Unbelievable. So let's go ahead and lube everything up. Put the oil pan back on. Lube that up. I'll just put a little right there. This stuff is sticky. I'll put a little bit on the oil pump gears, and then a little bit on the governor. Oh, I know. Before I do that, guys, I did change the oil pan seal too on the bottom of this. That's new there. But there's 2 O-rings on these Kawasaki's for the oil filter. You got this one right here and this one right here, right below it. These are it right here. Even though when you get them in the kit they look round, you just squeeze it. I don't know if you can see how flat that one is. Look how flat that is, guys. That's terrible. That would have leaked for sure. Probably would have got away with that one. I think that's it. Yeah. Might be this other one. Let me see. See which one's closer. There were a couple choices in here. I wasn't sure which one it was. I actually still think it's that one and this one. that fits tight around the center. Yeah. Oh yeah, that fits in there nice. Just like that. And then this one you just squeeze and put it into place, but you got to make sure those are in there or you're not going to have any oil pressure and a bad oil leak. So I've already scraped the gaskets, obviously. Need to turn that around. There it is. I'm trying to do this one-handed, guys. It's harder than it looks. Very harder. I'm gonna have to put you down. Very much harder than it looks. A couple little line-up pegs it'll set on if you can get it there to stay. I'm not sure I can. Doesn't really line up very well, honestly. That one lines up. Hopefully it'll stretch that far. Well, it doesn't line. This is a cheap gasket off of Amazon gasket kit, but it doesn't line up very well. I sure hope I can get it to line up better than that. Let's go ahead and put the pan on. Probably gonna have to tap that on, just like I tapped it off. Make sure everything's out of the way. Of course the gasket fell. We'll get some bolts here. As far as these bigger bolts here, these are all the same length. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that gasket gets, see how that's not really lining up right there? So I'm gonna make sure and get all that gasket where it needs to be so I don't rip that gasket. I'm just gonna go all the way around and do the same thing. See, that one's not lining up either. That one's going the other way. There it goes. No, it did not. Oh, there it goes. There, that one went right through. Can you see? You can't. All I'm doing, guys, is making sure it's going through the holes in the gaskets, so the gasket is where it needs to be. Making sure them O-rings are staying in place. I would say I'm doing okay so far. guess it's pretty well lined up now. There it is. Okay. I'm going to just snug it up. I have a torque spec, but we're going to go ahead and draw it out. We're going to draw it up equal. You don't want to draw it up crooked. You'll break this pan. Just back and forth. There it goes. Okay, there it is, all drawn up. Let's make sure it can still turn over. Yep, still turns over nice and free, even with the oil pan tightened up. So you always want to check that. Make sure something ain't wrong. So now I got to go ahead and torque that oil pan. I am going to need 2 hands for that. "21 foot-pounds is the oil pan. I'm going to kind of cross over. Come on, baby. I don't like that at all. I don't trust my torque wrench. I don't trust my torque wrench at all, guys. I don't know why. It's a Matco. I am going to do it by hand. I'm just going to tighten them up. I tried showing you all the right way. Well, this is the right way to do the wrong way to do the right thing. I really felt like I was going to bust off a bolt. Definitely tight. There we go. That's all of them. Now we got to do the water pump. We're basically just doing the opposite. I am going to put a little bit there just because. Little lube just to get things started here. Let me get the water pump around. I didn't get that ready. I forgot to scrape the water pump, guys. Bear with me, I'm working on it. It's coming off pretty easy. It's only taking me a second. I know you're just staring at a motor. I did forget to do the water pump. Probably not a bad idea to put a water pump on this while you're doing it. I'm not gonna, but I suppose if it was yours and you're gonna keep it, that'd be a good preventative. I don't know. This one didn't leak. I don't know. Not sure how exactly I feel about that. I've seen new ones go bad too, I guess is my big hesitation. I've seen new water pumps go bad on cars a lot. Because people were changing them just because. Preventative. There we go, guys. I got her scraped off. Where are we at? Right there. Gotta get this water pump gear off of here. It just literally slides on, and there's a pin that goes in there. Where are you at? There you are. There's a hole right there. There's a pin, and then that slides within that pin. No bugger. There we go. Just trying to get that pin in there. Diesel Pete. This isn't going well. Sorry I didn't have this water pump ready like I should have. I meant to. Make sure it's clean. And this is a two-piece water pump, obviously. You've seen that when I took it apart. Let me just scrape this real quick. All these gaskets have came off really easy so far. They weren't stuck or nothing. Sometimes they're a lot of work to get off. These have been pretty easy. Go. There we go, guys. I got it all cleaned off now. All right, so now the first gasket goes on. Yeah, it's never gonna stay. I'm gonna have to use a bolt. There we go. ahead and use a bolt, hold that too. Actually, I will use, which one? This one. Stand by, guys, this isn't. Gotta get that in place. Turn that water pump. Line up with the gears in there. There it goes. Holy cow. There we go. Alright. Oh, that's one of the long ones. That's the second to the longest one. Goes in that hole. Okay. Here's this really long one. That one goes here. And here's the second to the longest. That one goes there. I gotta start looking through the camera for you guys. I'm not used to holding the camera. So this is probably a terrible video. Put that back on. That's probably a 10, I think. There we go. Now, push rods. Again, like I said, I kept them orientated. I'm going to put them back the way they were. You got to make sure you hit the lifter. It's not, well, as I say that, I just dropped that one. I say it's not hard. I better go get a magnet. I just dropped that push rod. Oh, I just dropped the magnet. Hopefully that push rod's steel. I dropped it right down in there. It is. There we go. There it is, right there. We should be on top dead center. It's frustrating. I've said it before, these guys that do this stuff with one hand all the time, I have way better respect for them. Wow, this is hard. It's hard to hold the camera and concentrate on working. I'm new to this. I'll get there. Still working on editing software and a computer to run it. See right there. Just got to get that in the ball where it goes and tighten it up. That way it'll stay in there, and then I'll adjust them here in a minute. Oh, that is so hard to do. There we go. Okay, there we go. Same with this side. Oh, that's gonna have to be rolled around. Same with that. Those valves are open, must be. Oh. Right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rotate the engine around. Had to have two hands for that, definitely. Nope, that is not in a lifter. That one is. That one fell in. There we go. I'll roll the engine over, I think, some more. Or do something. That one is not hitting. Right there. There we go. There it is. Sometimes you gotta shed a little light on the subject. All right, I know I showed you valve adjustment before, but we're gonna do it again. There we go. Got a little rust on there from me power washing that. I see. Just doesn't take long, does it? There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the engine over. So I know that's that valve, which right there, that valve is on that flat spot. Book says 10 thousandths. So you adjust that to that 10 thousandths, just fits in there. Just a slight drag. I gotta get my pliers here. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now I can do it correctly. Just a slight drag. That's about close right there. And then you tighten up the outer nut. That's your lock nut, but you just got to make sure that center doesn't turn. So I'm holding just a little bit of pressure on these pliers. There we go. And then we do that again. We'll roll it over until we know there's no pressure on that valve. Which there's not. That's not moving. And just because I like rolling the engine over one cycle, which is 2 revolutions, let them valves cycle. See, they both just moved. So now we're coming up on a compression stroke. See, that one's good. And that one, oh, that one's actually a little bit tight, but that's exhaust, so that one's a little bit tight actually. Yeah, let's loosen it up. It's actually pushing the valve down a little bit. Yeah, that was actually quite a bit tight. There we go. I like that. There we go. I like that. Do the same over here. Repeat. Going down, that was exhaust. So then it's going to be coming up on compression stroke after the exhaust. I stand corrected. Comes up on intake stroke after exhaust. It pushes the exhaust out. When it comes back down, it sucks in the fuel for the next cycle. I do have a complete understanding of the internal combustion engine. Going like that. There we go. Not bad. Alright guys, that's really about as far as I can go. I didn't bring the tractor in. Oh, I can hook this steam line up, I guess. Right here. That's just that easy. There you have it. That's a cam swap in a Kawasaki liquid cooled with the plastic cam. Very common issue. I'm sure it's going to run good. We will put it in hopefully tomorrow. I'll put the tappet covers on. I still need to, I got to pull this and make a gasket for it. Because I don't know if you guys don't remember, when you loosen this up, if you don't hold this, it spins this whole thing and rips this gasket right here. So anytime you change your oil in a liquid cooled, you gotta have 2 wrenches. You gotta have one on this and one on this and keep this from spinning. So I gotta do that yet. So I'll do that. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get this in. I got some other things going on tomorrow, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'll do my best. It should run good, but I'm excited to see it run. That 345 does still run good. I got to button that up. I still need to give it another wash. The weather, I'm waiting for the weather to turn around, and then after I wash it, I can finish putting it together. I still got to do the carb clean. Probably a good chance this needs a carb clean because they all do because of the gas. So there might be 2 carb cleans coming in play. and actually 3. I have a gator that I'm having issues with, so hopefully I'm gonna order an ultrasonic cleaner, I think, so I can clean them myself. If not, I got a buddy that has one. He'll let me use it anytime I want, but it's all the way over in Lansing. It's just more convenient for me to do it here at home. I've wanted one for a long time. I just need to pull the trigger and get one. It's just a matter of just doing it. So thanks for watching, guys. This probably wasn't the most exciting video I've ever done, but that is a cam swap. Sorry if it's jerky. I tried holding the phone this time and doing stuff one-handed. That's not working out super well for me. But I appreciate y'all watching. My numbers keep growing every day. We're going to get there eventually, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. Please comment. Let me know. I've had some suggestions. I'm going to do my best. Some guy wants to see my yard again. One of these sunny mornings or sunny days. I'll take another trip around my yard. I don't care. We'll open some hoods or something maybe and go over a couple tractors and see what I can come up with for a video. So I appreciate you all watching, guys. God bless. Take care. Tell your friends to watch Small Engine Garage.